There are many different libraries available for styling our application. We can use Bootstrap, Material UI, Tailwind, and so on. For this project, I decided to use Chakra UI because it gives us a bunch of beautiful and reusable React components. We could also use Material UI. That's a very popular toolkit, but the look and feel of Chakra components are closer to the final image I have in mind. So we can get there with minimal customization. That's the reason why I decided to use Chakra. So head over to chakra-ui.com, click on Get Started. Now, here we can see the installation instructions, but down here, there are also instructions for specific frameworks. Now, because we are using Vite, we're going to follow the instructions for Vite. So first we have to install a bunch of dependencies. So let's copy this line and run it in the terminal. Good. Next, we need to add a provider. So this is the code in main.tsx. In this file, first we need to import Chakra provider on the top, and then we need to wrap our app component with Chakra provider. It's very simple. So let's copy this line. Now let's go to main.tsx. On the top, we import Chakra provider. I prefer to add it after React import statements. So this is how I like to organize my import statements. First, we import stuff from React, then third-party libraries, and finally, our own import statements. So let's import Chakra provider. And now we should wrap our application with a Chakra provider component. We'll talk about providers in the next part of the course, where we talk about advanced topics. So that's all we need to do to install Chakra. Now, optionally, we can also customize the default theme. We'll come back to this later in this section. So for now, don't worry about it. Let's just make sure that Chakra is installed properly. To do that, we're going to add a simple button to our app component. So let's go to app.tsx. We don't need any code here, so let's remove all the import statements, as well as all the code in this function. Instead, we need to add a simple button here. So back to Chakra documentation. On the left, you can see all the available components. On this page, we can search for button. We can also search up here, button. Now, to add a button, first we need to import it from Chakra UI/React. So let's copy this line, paste it here, and then we can add a button like this. So copy, and let's paste it here. Okay, so here's what we get. Now, if you click on this button, do you see that ugly blue outline? Let me zoom in so you can see clearly. This is obviously not coming from Chakra. This is part of the default styles implemented in Vite projects. To get rid of this, we should go to index.css and delete all these styles. We're not going to use them. Okay, good. Now, if we click on this button, we don't see that ugly blue outline. So Chakra is installed properly. Now we should commit our changes to our Git repository. We can go back to the terminal and run git add followed by git commit, but there is an easier way. Here in VS Code, we also have the source control panel. So these are the changes we have made so far. We can click on each file to see exactly what has changed. So in app component, we removed these lines and we added this green line. In index.css, we removed all these lines. And in main.tsx, we added this import statement and wrapped our app with Chakra provider. So every time I write a bit of code, before committing my changes, I always review my code to make sure I haven't made any mistakes, to see if there are any opportunities for me to clean up my code. In this case, we're happy with the changes. There is nothing extra we need to do. So let's type a message that identifies these changes. So here I'm going to say install Chakra UI, and then we can click commit. So we have made 2 commits so far. We can go back to the terminal and run git log --one line to see all these commits. So this is our latest commit, install Chakra UI. And here's the commit ID that uniquely identifies this commit. Before that, we had another commit called initial commit with a different commit ID. This is the benefit of using Git or other version control systems. Each commit identifies the changes we have made to our project. With this, we can see the changes applied to our project over time.